This is a video demonstrating how you will use the required lab manual for the course Histology, Laboratory Exercises, a guide for the study of WebMic specimens with the WebMic program that you access over the internet with links that are provided on the course website. So what I want to do is, first of all, when you look at the table of contents, you will see that each part of the manual is referred to as a unit. You have one for the plan for laboratory exercises, a scheme for histological differentiation, etc., etc. Well, the first 7 pages are just to get you oriented and help you with WebMic, along with the videos that are on the course website. So those pages, I'm going to go through those rapidly, the first 7 or almost 14 pages. So you need to look through these and study them very carefully. The first part is going to explain all the buttons in WebMic. WebMic also has a nice help link, and I will show you that in a moment. But this will give you a nice overview of WebMic if you'll just take the time to go through it. And then in Unit 2, we're introducing you, to, first of all, to a short history of histology, and then some basic ideas about differential diagnosis. Now, I'm using a clinical term. Basically, pathologists differentiate between various possibilities for a diagnosis. And you're going to do the same thing in this course, because if you're presented with a tissue and there are 4 basic tissues and several specialized tissues, you have to know the properties of those tissues, what they look like, what their patterns are. And if you have this knowledge, then you can begin to distinguish and identify or diagnose correctly which tissue is being presented to you. And so let's go on beyond that, and you'll take time to go through that. It would be very well advised. But as we now get into the first unit, which is epithelium, you're going to use this lab manual to guide your study of the WebMic specimens. Now, in epithelial tissue, so first of all, if you look over here on the right at the entrance page to the WebMic program, and sometimes in some of the links you'll see this page, and other times you'll see the next page I'm going to click on. But in every presentation, on the lower left, there is a reference image. And on the right, there is an image that appears as if you're looking through a microscope. And at the cover page of each unit, we give an icon or a sample image with some information. And if you will pay attention to the text on that page, it will give you a very concise and brief summary of terms and what you're going to study in that unit. And then, of course, there are overview and objectives, so you can put those in mind. But now we have the very first specimen. So this is simple squamous and simple columnar epithelium. So it says to find examples of simple columnar and simple cuboidal epithelia in the general histology section, and under epithelium, choose the following specimen. So how are you going to find that? Well, first of all, you have to enter the WebMic program. I'm just going to click anywhere on the screen. Now we have the first page, and you have another video demonstrating the use of WebMic, but I'm going to open it up anyway, and you see that you have folders that look very much like the Explorer folders and interface in a computer with, particularly in Windows. So we're going to open under general histology. That's what it says here. And we're going to open under epithelium. And then we're going to choose simple columnar epithelium, renal papilla, hematoxylin eosin. So I'm going to look over here, simple columnar, that's the first one. So I just clicked on that. And no, I want to go back to hematoxylin eosin. That's the wrong stain. So it's this one right here. So now you see on the lower left where the little circle is, this is an image of that reference image. The reason we put that in the manual is so that you can be oriented and know that you are looking at the correct specimen. First, you choose the name, make sure that you've got the correct name, and then double check on the reference image. And under that, then, you have a table, and the table shows the different magnifications, 20x, 80x, and 100x. Now, these magnifications, 20x, 80x, and 100x, refers to this magnification up here, because if you choose the 5x tab on the reference image, then in the round microscope view picture, you have that is multiplied times 4. So this is 20x. And if you choose the 20x down here, multiplied times 4, that's 80x, you see, up here. Okay, so for each of these tabs and for every specimen and every unit you study, you will have the list of the structures that are labeled. So if I go back to the 5x and then I'm in the 20x view and I choose the labels, then you see here is connective tissue, epithelium, lumen, and blood vessel. That's exactly what's in here. So you know exactly what you're going to be what's going to be labeled in that specimen. Okay, well, that's the way you're going to interact with this. And students who discipline themselves to use this lab manual in conjunction with the WebMic and study these specimens, and once you've studied a group of specimens, then there are questions here. What does the term simple denote when referring to an epithelium? So this is to prompt you to think about what you've been viewing. And then at the end, and I'm just going to go to the end of the unit, then we have all of the questions that we have posed during and throughout a different specific unit, and then we provide the answer. So it's a helpful study tool, and it's the main resource in this course for learning the microscopic architecture and some of the related function. Now, there's a separate video on just WebMic, so I won't belabor that, but just to remind you that when you click on a hot link, a colored label, then you will have some text. Sometimes there's a function given here, but most of the time it's a description of the specimen or the structure, and your function. You will use the lecture to learn not only how things look as well as the lab, but you also in the lecture will learn the function, and then it's up to you as you study to integrate what you're learning in lecture with what you're learning in the WebMic, excuse me. Now, how will you know what to study and when? Well, that information is all given on the course website, but I'm going to bring over the course website here. And here it is. And in the course modules, when you click on that, then in each module, when you open the module, you will have a quick view of the assignments for that module. And there you have 1, 2, 3 labs. So in those, you will see what you need to study. So lab 1 is the orientation to WebMic, histology, etc., etc. And lab 2 is the histology laboratory exercises, uses 1, 2, and tutorial, and etc., etc. In lab 1, you're actually viewing the videos for WebMic. You're viewing the videos for the laboratory exercises, this video I'm making right now. And do not, and also pay attention here, because in addition to the lab assignments using WebMic and the companion lab manual, you are asked to study specimens in the BioLucid Lab collections, which are virtual slides, to get used to manipulating and and also further your study and the virtual slides. And in addition to that, under outside resources, virtual slide exploration is a very nice steps. First of all, WebMic and the study guide, the lab manual, and then the BioLucida, which you're installing, and you will be able to go there with your password to access those collections, and then end up with the virtual slide exploration, and even going out on the internet and looking up names of specimens and finding images. So you put all that together. We begin your orientation, give you the essence in the lab and in the lecture, but you then expand and reinforce your study by taking additional steps. Now this is just a snapshot here, but you can click on this, and this then gives you, for that module, all the instructions, what to do, and there's your reproduction, or the same table that we just presented, and then you have the learning outcomes for module number 1. It'd be very advisable to download these and keep them on your computer, print them out, etc., because this is, in addition to the course schedule, this is your guide for study through each module to prepare for the quizzes. All right, I hope that orientates you to the histology laboratory exercises. By the beginning of the course or shortly thereafter, you should have purchased this. And if you haven't purchased it, you can look on the course website in the very area where this video is posted. And there, the first 2 units, this cover page and right on up until through the first 2 units, will be there in a PDF in case you have some problem purchasing the lab manual. But after that, unless you have this 7th edition, any previous edition would not be appropriate or usable in the course. So good luck, and post any questions on the discussion board if you're confused.